Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel where we talk about interior design tips and inspiration. Today's video, we're continuing our design styles series and talking all about minimalist interiors. If by chance you are new to this series, I'm going through 20 different interior design styles to assist you in helping find your favorite interior design styles that you can incorporate into your home. We'll be going over the background of the design style, some key elements, and also showing you how to get this look and similar design styles in case you are interested in this style but don't completely fall in love with it. Okay, hopping into the background of minimalist interiors. The main thing that you want to think about with minimalist interiors is that function is a very high priority. So there's lots of uncomplicated forms, there's a lot of influence by Japanese interior design styles, there's a love of negative space, and really only having the essentials of what you need in your house, so you're really minimizing any clutter. You're not going to have things sprawled out everywhere. Everything has a place. Everything is very clean. And the whole reasoning behind this is to foster a place of calm that feels safe, that feels clean, and is not too overwhelming. So to get into some of the key elements of minimalist interiors, as far as architecture, it's going to be very simple. So there's going to be a lot of straight lines. They're going to have a lot of windows because that is a focal point of a lot of minimalist interiors, is to see whatever is outside, to have the outdoors kind of be the focal point of the design, have everything else be very quiet and minimal, to let in all the light through the windows and to have some sort of view. You're really not going to see a lot of embellishments. You'll see things that are very square and angular and 90-degree angles, but you won't see a lot of like vaulted ceilings. As far as furniture is very, very crucial in minimalist interiors because it's very simplistic, but it also has to, a lot of the time, double as a lot of storage. A lot of furniture pieces in minimalist design are multifunctional. To be able to keep that very simplistic design style and not have a lot of knickknacks out, you're gonna hide away a lot of things. So it's very crucial to have storage so you can hide away those objects that you do need in your house, but you just don't need them displayed necessarily. As far as color palettes for minimalist interiors, you'll see a lot of white, you'll see a lot of neutrals. You may see a little bit of color, but usually that will be very muted. If there is bright pops of color, it's very intentional and it's to kind of spice up what can be kind of a stark and sterile interior. But a lot of the times you'll see these really crisp, white, very bright and neutral color palettes. Whether design goes the neutral route or has some of the bolder color schemes, either way, it's very important and crucial to stay consistent to a singular color palette to really minimize the complexity of a space. These rooms are supposed to be very easily digestible, so if you do have those loud colors in the space, then it needs to be very consistent. When it comes to window coverings for this design style, you'll typically see something that goes from floor to ceiling. It is going to be a full length of the wall, and a lot of times these things will be retractable or easily hidden, so they might retract up into the window itself or into the ceiling. The overall goal is, again, just to be as simplistic as possible, so if those can be hidden away so you can really take in that view will definitely take priority. As far as accessories, you could probably guess that there's not many accessories typically in a minimalist interior, and that is because we're keeping with the function and the simplicity. Typically, they're going to serve a function. So if we're in a kitchen, that might be cooking utensils that are displayed nicely. This could also be in the form of lighting and making a statement with the lighting, because it's essential to have lighting in a space and let that kind of be the accessory of the room. It is good to have some accessories just to have a landing spot for the eye, but you'll just see them very, very sparsely and very intentionally throughout minimalist interiors. Okay, and then moving on to how you can get the minimalist look in your home right now. The very first suggestion is probably very obvious, and it's to declutter. So you're not going to have a minimalist interior design style if you have stuff all over, or even if you have a normal amount of stuff. The very first step is to just minimize everything that you have. So if that's putting them away so they can't be seen, or if that's giving away, whatever that looks like, put on some Marie Kondo and go to town and simplify. My second tip to get a minimalist interior is to lean into textures. A lot of minimalist interiors will have these super sleek, super shiny materials. So whether that's with your cabinet friends, if that's incorporating some glass or metal pieces, I would definitely lean into those. But again, this can kind of make the space a little bit sterile. So maybe you want to change it up and do something like some sort of shag rug or something that has a little bit more texture, something that can absorb some of the noise, because a lot of these spaces can be a little bit echoey because they don't have a lot of materials to really soak up the noise, such as a rug. And adding in those bits of cozier pieces will definitely make the space feel a little bit more approachable and give it a little bit more warmth instead of making the design feel really cold, which I know some minimalist interiors can give off. Do keep in mind, if you do use some of these textures like the shag rug or something where it's upholstered, then make sure that it can first of all be cleaned very, very easily, because this design style is all about having that clean look. And then my third tip for this design style is to make sure that you have storage systems in place. If you're a person that it's hard for you to keep spaces clean, then a very big priority for this will be to make sure that you have storage systems that are very functional to you, easily accessible, that you have a place for everything somewhere. So these things need to be convenient, they need to make sense, and if everything has a place, then it's going to keep you more accountable to having and maintaining that minimalist design style. So even though this is an interior design style and it focuses a lot on the aesthetics, because this design style focuses so much on functionality, this isn't only an aesthetic-based design style, it's also very much lifestyle, because you have to make sure that things are clean, you have to make sure that things are on top of it. And so if that is your personality, then this could be super, super fitting for you. But if it's not your personality, it could be kind of hard, and you might want to think of different interior design styles that maybe don't require so much upkeep. And moving on to similar design styles, in case you are liking this style but may want to try something else, first of all, I would definitely suggest the Japandi interior design style. I made this video a few months back, so I will link it for you, but they have a very simplistic approach to interiors and it's very beautiful. I would say it's maybe a little bit more warm and inviting than a lot of minimalist interiors, but it's still very neutral and focuses a lot on nature elements. You may also be interested in contemporary design. Again, it's not as simplified as minimalist interiors, but there is a lot of overlap in making sure that things are functional, and Scandinavian design would be my next recommendation. It has a lot of similar features when it comes to furniture and when it comes to color palettes. It's very neutral and very soft and bright. So those would be my 3 recommendations for different interior design styles to check out. Thank you so much for joining me on today's video all about minimalist interiors. I hope you were able to learn a thing or two, and I hope to catch you next week when we talk about mid-century modern interiors. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you then. Bye.